What's up, everyone, and welcome to a very overrated episode of Mouse Park Insider.
Come on, everybody, here we go!
Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination?
Hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
The wheels may be needing a little work.
Dead men tell no tales.
Oh, look at those people!
Here for the big race, huh? It's gonna be fun!
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Dani, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I got to admit, this overrated list was a little harder than the underrated list.
It really was, actually. I was going through, in my mind, I was walking through the parks. I'm like, there's really not a whole lot. I'm glad that we limited it to 3 because I think typically your list, we do like 5.
5.
Right?
Sometimes we used to do 10 when we first started the podcast. Remember when we ranked every single park at Disneyland and DCA?
Every ride, you mean? That's right.
Oh, yeah. Every ride.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I want to go back and redo like some of the things that we did, like some of the episode kind of like.
I want to redo our very first episode where we talk about our top 5 rides.
Because I think that it would have changed. Like, I don't know. Anyways.
We haven't been on like really anything since, but I think it was just our first episode and we were kind of nervous. The quality sucked, and that's like one of our most downloaded episodes still.
Well, because it's
like
episode 1 and then everyone was like, yeah, screw these people, they suck. Like, do you hear this quality?
We have a few episodes that actually got more downloads than that, though. I was surprised.
And also, I actually appreciate for the longest time, you would really try to like, I'm just going to say it. You would try to censor me on this podcast, and you wouldn't want me to like upset anybody, whether it was my opinion or even like a personal belief that I brought into it.
Yeah.
And like my humor. And finally, I don't even know when it happened, but like you gave me free reign. Like finally I was able to be me and I enjoy it so much more.
Yeah, so like I think when the podcast first started, I just was so scared and nervous about wanting to please everybody, like especially everyone.
Because you are a people pleaser.
Especially everyone in like the Disney community. And then finally I was like, I don't give a shit about these people anymore. And like honestly, like if you are part of the Disney community, like, and you're listening to this and we talk, like there are quite a few handful of people that I'm still cool with.
A ton.
But like there's also like way more people that I'm just like, you guys are douchebags. I'm sorry.
But it has nothing to do with the Disney community though. It's just people in general. You didn't want me to like piss off or potentially like, you know, turn off a potential listener. And I remember like I would say certain things that maybe had like a political hint to it, or it was just like my dislike of some Disney thing, and you would just give me a look.
Well, and I'd be like, oh, wait, no, that person that listens, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And I realized like the more we're ourselves, the more people listen. And those are the kind of the people we want to have listen to us anyway.
Yeah, the more we're ourselves, the more people like me, and the more people hate you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I had to go there. I don't even know how we got on this, but could you please say something? Because now this awkward silence is making people think that you're really upset.
No, I'm not upset at all. No, I'm listening to you, and I'm glad that you are happy being yourself on the podcast.
Oh man, if I was unfiltered, let me tell you, like uncensored, like totally, but we're not going to do that. We're not putting the explicit button on here. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a little bit of news today. If you want to get into the news, there's not a whole lot, and it's nothing too exciting if that entices anybody to continue listening. To not fast forward to the topic.
I feel like there hasn't been much news, but like whenever I turn on my phone, it's like breaking news, and it's like, oh shit, and then it's like a new churro came out. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
Construction walls are down.
This is breaking news. Oh. This is breaking. What?
All right, cool.
Boy.
Well, let's go with the breaking news of the week. There's really not a whole lot, but Disney Treasure, there will be a virtual reveal on August 30th at 11 a.m. Walt Disney World time. In case you are interested, it will be on the Disney Parks blog website where you can tune into that streaming. They're going to, have details regarding family entertainment, unique spaces, the dining options on this cruise ship. And yeah, what was it? The Disney Wish, was that the last one that they did this kind of like big, like live feed of looking at the cruise ship to come and all of its, glory?
I gotta say,
it sucked.
I like these kind of things. I like the unveiling of the Disney cruise ships because all the executives wear white pants, and I like to see if they have any pee-pee stains on their pants.
Oh my God.
Is that weird or what?
I don't think a normal person's mind would even go there.
Dude, whenever I see anyone with white pants, I'm always looking at the crotch.
Okay.
Keep going.
Dear God.
I just gotta know if this person can hold it or not.
I don't know how to come back from that.
I can't wear white pants. Anyway, keep going.
Oh my God. Okay, so anyways, yeah, if you want to check out, what the hell, Tony?
I'm having fun. I'm being myself, okay?
Oh,
you get to be yourself. I get to be myself.
Oh. So the Disney Treasure, in case you don't know, it's the new cruise ship that they're going to be, having. And it is themed all things adventure. I am interested in seeing the dining options, but that's about it. I know when they did this for the Disney Wish, I was kind of underwhelmed by all of it. Just the presentation. Like the production of it all. It was like, oh, okay. But nothing beats being on the Disney cruise itself. So, of course, if you're just watching it, it's not going to be nearly as fun. The cast member previews of Moana attraction coming to Epcot. Those registrations for the cast member previews actually opened today. So, August 22nd, they can start registering to get that cast member preview.
Nice. I watched a video of it today, actually.
Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. And tell me about it.
It's really cool. It's interactive. Looks awesome, and it looks great, like with like the view of Spaceship Earth in the background with all the Moana statues and plants and water features.
So it is all done now.
Yeah, it's finished.
Oh, so the cast member preview started today.
I don't know. I saw it on Walt Disney World today or news. Yeah, one of their Instagram pages, and they had a walkthrough of it.
Oh, cool.
I think cast members have been happening, and like they're going in like phases, I think.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Gotta talk to AJ about this one because
on to the news.
From her. So anyways, that is still set to open fall 2023, which is right around the corner. So I'm sure that will probably be opened early fall 2023, I'm going to assume. There has been an opening date announced for Tiana's Palace restaurant at Disneyland, and that is September 7th, right around the corner. Literally.
I wonder what the menu's going to be like. I have a feeling it's going to be like almost the exact same.
So it is a re-theme of the French Market restaurant, which I guess I didn't realize that it was taking over the French Market restaurant, but it makes sense, with the area. That closed permanently in February. That shows how often I go to the French Market restaurant. Did you ever even eat there?
I've been there a couple times, but it wasn't that good. It was like, here's some spaghetti. Some random foods.
I don't think I ever went.
I haven't been there in a long time, but I remember when as a kid and when I was
a kid, I would go to like Pizza Planet or something like Pizza Port.
Yeah.
At French Market, I don't remember ever eating there, but apparently
everyone would get the beignets there.
Well, yeah, but that was like off to the side. That wasn't like
and
the main
mint juleps and stuff.
Again, off to the side. The mint julep bar and all that, but. The design, I did not know this. Did you know that the design of Tiana's palace from the animated film Princess and the Frog was actually inspired by the French Market restaurant at Disneyland?
I didn't know that.
So, because originally I was like, wow, that was a quick turnaround. Well, duh. If it was already inspired by the French Market restaurant, all they had to do was kind of refurb it and put a little bit of oomph into it to make it look like Tiana's Palace from the movie. So I'm excited to see what the menu actually has on it. Probably not going to have anything I'll want to eat, but I'm still excited to see what the offering is.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's always cool when Disney opens anything new, a new restaurant, new anything. So I'm excited. To be honest, though, I haven't really thought about it too much. It is just a retheme.
Yeah.
I don't.
What if they opened with the exact same menu? I know they're
That's
not
what
going
I'm saying.
to. No, they're not going to. They're not going to have Tiana serving spaghetti and meatballs. It's going to be like New Orleans, like flair.
We'll see.
Anyway.
Oh, we already got Cafe Orleans. We'll see what they
I
bring
love
up.
Cafe Orleans.
I do. Do we have a reservation for our trip coming up? I think we do.
I don't know.
First night we get there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, first night we're doing like an early dinner, I think.
Yum.
I'll double check. And then finally, last piece of news is if you have been waiting to book your 2024 Disneyland Resort vacation
Oh, I have.
and staying on property,
Oh, yeah.
you can
Yes.
beginning August 24th.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Walt Disney World opens up their vacation packages, the booking availability way before Disneyland does. We are finally going to be able to book 2024 vacations at Disneyland this week, this Thursday, if you are listening, as we drop the podcast, August 24th. We personally have been waiting for this because we want to book the Run Disney weekend at hopefully the new Pixar hotel.
Yeah, I mean, they're sold out right now, but from what I heard from a cast member, they're like releasing rooms floor by floor as they're like finishing up construction or something like that.
I guarantee that they probably like allowed for a certain number of people to call ahead to book it for that weekend, but I'm sure that they still have rooms available to unveil for the big 2024 vacation packages.
We'll see.
Yes, we will.
All right.
And that is the news. I told you there was really like nothing.
Wow.
Like nothing exciting.
I feel like the news is getting shorter and shorter every week.
Yeah, it's summer,
At least in a couple weeks, we do have Destination D23, so there will be a lot of news coming out
This
of
is
upcoming
true.
attractions. That's going to be a
true.
long episode. Like, that could be pushing an hour to 2 hours, that episode. We'll have a lot to talk about.
2 hours.
2 hours, maybe 3. Let's push. I listened to a podcast that was 4 hours yesterday.
What about what?
So there's this like punk guy that does interviews, like punk bands and stuff, and it was from like this guy who grew up in like El Segundo and had this punk band, and it was like a 4-hour long interview,
Okay.
and it was really good.
Very Disney related.
Anyways, sorry guys. All right, so last week we did underrated attractions. This week we are doing overrated attractions, and like last week we asked you guys on Instagram what you guys thought were the most underrated attractions, and we did it again this week.
Yeah,
with
so what the most
overrated.
what the most overrated attractions at Disneyland or DCA are. I'm just going to read a couple of the responses.
And we're going to talk about them too.
We actually got more responses for this one by far,
go
which is
through.
interesting because it was harder for me to think of overrated versus underrated.
All right, let's name some of them.
We have a couple of people, so I'm not even going to name everybody. Peter Pan. A couple of people are saying.
Okay.
And I think that it probably has to. I think that we're probably going to discuss that maybe later.
Oh, really?
So we'll get into that possibly.
Oh, snap. Peter Pan, I can definitely see why.
Yeah. We've got Jennifer saying Dumbo at Disneyland,
I can see that being why as well.
which I almost put it on my list, but then I didn't. Because I see the appeal now that I've gone with a baby that loved it. But as an adult, I'm good. And she also said Soarin' at DCA. Both just meh.
That's just wrong. Soarin' is such a good ride.
We also have...
gosh, I
Okay,
love
so
that
this
ride.
one, I'm not sure if this counts as overrated.
Okay.
Web Slingers? This is what Hannah says, Web Slingers.
People love that ride.
Do they really?
We're going to talk more about web slingers, but anyone that guessed web slingers, I agree 100% with you.
I'm still debating my list.
That ride sucks.
I'll tell you, I've got 4 rides listed right now on my list, and I have to cut it down to 3. And I just figured on the whim I would decide. I had Web Slingers on there, but I don't know that it's overrated because people really like that ride.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. We have Erica saying Nemo Submarine.
Now
That's another one. Do people
that's
like
one,
that?
See, a lot of people talk crap about that ride, so I don't know if that's considered overrated. I will say, though, that the line is always really long, and it takes forever to get on it. So if she means, like, on that aspect, like, why are so many people waiting for this ride, then I agree it's overrated. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it is always a long line, like 45 minutes.
For so many, for like how many people talk crap about it, the line
Like,
is
how
always
the
long.
line?
Like,
That's true.
why am I going to wait 45
All right.
minutes for this
All right,
piece
Erica,
of crap?
I see where you're coming from. I get it.
I like it, Erica.
Yeah.
Good job, Erica.
So you get Tony's pat on the back.
Great job.
Jungle Cruise. I said it. That's what it is.
So that one comes from our friends over at Diz Life Podcast. I saw that. It made me laugh. I 110% agree with you. It didn't make my list, but yes, I think
It was
Jungle.
one I considered. It was.
Another one where the line's just so long, and
It is.
I will say with the Jungle Cruise, it does depend on your skipper. Like your skipper
They
can
make or break it.
that ride.
Oh, get out of my head.
I've had the worst skippers and I've had really good ones, but it's still like on a hot, crowded day. But I will say, I think Diz Life Podcast, I think he's over in Florida. We're here in California. I do think Jungle Cruise is much more popular in Orlando than it is here in Anaheim.
Interesting. And
The line's always a lot longer.
Do you prefer the Disneyland Jungle Cruise? Because I personally do.
Absolutely not.
Really?
The Disney World one's way better. You go through like that temple at the end and
that's right.
stuff.
Okay, no, I'm totally wrong.
If you really
It's
want
been
to
a
see
while.
it, if you want to check out a cool Jungle Cruise, go on YouTube and look up the one in, I believe, Hong Kong. They have the
Yes,
best
I remember
Jungle
that video.
Cruise.
Yep. Jackie, our next door neighbor, says,
What's up, Jackie?
Can you hear us again?
Hey, Jackie.
Space Mountain. It's literally just a giant circle over and over again with twinkle lights.
I don't think we should have told these people that that's our next door neighbor, because now people are going to hate
I know.
Jackie.
They're coming for you.
What the heck was the matter with you? Why'd you say that? Oh my gosh,
Jackie, that was ballsy. I'm on board with you for the balls, but I disagree. Although I was thinking about this when I saw her response. I don't know the last time that like I went. Granted, I was pregnant and then we had the baby with us, but I don't know the last time that I went to the park and I'm like, I want to go on Space Mountain. Like, it's been several years for me.
I feel that way about Tomorrowland in general. I never want to. I hate Tomorrowland. It's my least favorite
Well, you're just a hater.
area of the park.
You're just a hater.
I don't think Space Mountain, the ride itself, is bad. I do think I don't get why it's such a long line compared to, let's say, Big Thunder or some other thrill rides. Like, it is the longest, like, out of all the roller coasters.
Yeah.
It was National Roller Coaster Day this week, by the way. So
Happy belated.
kind of fitting. I think out of all the roller coasters at Disney, it does shock me that this is like the longest line for a roller coaster, when it really is kind of like, it's old, it's just dark, and it is a ride. It is a roller coaster that just goes around in circles.
But it just feels so fast. It feels so much faster than every other roller coaster except maybe Incredicoaster.
I like the build up to Space Mountain. Like, I like when you're going up the hill and all the lights are turning on.
I actually love the soundtrack.
Do you think Space Mountain's overrated?
No, I do not.
It's like the number one fast pass to go. Like, everyone, or Genie pass to go. It's always like the biggest like ride and the hardest ride to get on at Disneyland.
I do not think it's overrated, but if you would ask me if it's my favorite roller coaster at Disneyland, I would say no.
What's your favorite roller coaster? Have we done that episode yet, where we listed off our favorite roller coasters?
I don't know.
We've had a lot of episodes.
We have.
If we haven't, we should do that.
Mine is probably Big Thunder for sure.
Yeah.
I love Big Thunder.
Big Thunder's a good time.
It's just got everything. Anyways, overrated. We've got one last one that I think is worth mentioning. And I'm very disappointed in this.
What?
Well, my so-called friend Allie, who I think now we are on the brink of becoming frenemies, said Star Tours. Star Tours.
I see it.
I love Star Tours.
Especially now that you got the Millennium Falcon.
No, there is no comparison. Star Tours is amazing. Anybody who thinks otherwise, get out of here. And also, I mean, I always think of Star Tours just as the original. I want to just kind of ignore the fact that it has been updated and does not include Captain Rex. So for me, it's such a nostalgic ride for me that it is not overrated.
Yeah, wow. You know, I think maybe like a year ago I would have agreed with you, but I'm just really over Star Tours now. I don't really care about it anymore.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not
But
that-
the original was much better.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the time in between the original and the new versions. Like every time there's a movie, they come out with a newer version.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about Star
Anyways,
Tours.
going on to our lists.
Our list.
So I guess I'm starting, right?
You always start.
I always start. So I'm going to go over to Disneyland, and I'm going to say Peter Pan is overrated.
Okay, this was my number 3 too.
Okay,
so
good.
We'll just
so we
talk
can chat
about it.
So for me, it's not that the ride itself isn't great and beautiful, and I love flying, over Neverland. Like that's where I wanted to get proposed to, was flying over Neverland. Instead, Tony proposed to me somewhere completely different. But it was not there.
You can message us and ask us.
Goodness gracious. Anyways, so I love, the ride itself, but it's like 15 freaking seconds and you wait an hour for it. It is overrated. I'm sorry. There is nothing that is like, what is it? Like 30, 45 seconds long, if that.
No, I think the actual time is like 90 seconds or something.
Way. It feels so much faster
I'm
than
going to
that.
look it up right now. Keep talking.
All right. Well, it feels so much faster than that. But regardless, whatever the length of time for this ride is, it is not worth the length that you have to wait in line. And that line itself, the queue at Disneyland, it is so scrunched together that you absolutely are touching elbows with both sides of the line next to you, like on your left side and on your right. It's miserable, and it's hot, and it's in the sun, and yeah, we only ever do this if it's a rope drop ride or on the off chance that like it broke down and you're walking by as it reopens and you can run on. Otherwise, it's not a ride that I wait for. Tony, how about you?
What? Some people are saying 2 minutes. Some are saying 3 minutes.
Okay, well, it's definitely not 3 minutes.
I'm going to time it, and I will get back to you guys. Oh, here we go. No, that's at Magic Kingdom. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay, just talk.
So I think I'm going to say 3 minutes. Anyways, no, Peter Pan for me, I always enjoy it. I always have a great time on it. But yeah, I mean, that line is dreadful. You could be looking up to an hour for that ride. I will say, though, I do love Magic Kingdom. I do love that it does have the Fast Pass option, so you don't have to wait in that long of a line when you're over in Orlando. But yeah, at Disneyland, we can't have that option. So we're just kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 to 3 minutes. It does not feel like 2 to 3 minutes at all.
No, it doesn't.
It's just very fast. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Peter Pan.
That's what it is.
It's overrated. I think so. Everyone else thinks so. Especially because, like, I think Alice in Wonderland's the more supreme Fantasyland ride. Dark ride.
I hate Alice.
That ride's fun though. Look, you get to go outside. It's interior and exterior.
Absolutely.
That's when Disney's at its best. When you can get on a ride and you can go indoors and outdoors, that's a good
Chef's
time.
kiss.
Love it both.
No, I have a hard time separating my love of a movie to the love of a ride, because yes, as an attraction, that is a good attraction. I just don't like Alice in Wonderland. I've never been a fan. Just don't like it whatsoever. But Peter Pan, that is probably my favorite Fantasyland ride, after like Fantasyland, like dark ride. And I am comfortable saying it is overrated, and apparently a lot of our followers agree, because that was the most answered response.
Number two
For me. God, it was going to be Spider-Man, but like I kind of already discussed, I don't think enough people like Spider-Man to make it overrated. And if you do, go check out Toy Story Midway Mania. Way better. So I'm actually going to go with a more controversial answer.
Oh no.
That I believe our friend Jennifer said, which is Soarin'.
Okay.
I think it's overrated. Especially because now at DCA, the majority of the time it's Soarin' around the world. I liked Soarin' over California a lot better. And it's a pretty long line, and it's one of those lines that, especially once you get inside of like the building, you think like, oh, I'm close. Oh, no, you ain't. Like, you got a long time to wait, and it's going to be hot, and it's going to be miserable. And then you have to watch the entire like Kronk video. And it's just like, got to put these Mickey ears under your seat. And it's like, okay, it was cute the first 20 times that I saw it, but now I'm tired of watching this 7-minute, pre-show video. And then on the ride itself, I think it really depends on your seating as well, because you might be staring at somebody's feet the whole time.
I like it when I'm staring at the
You
feet.
like to stare at the feet. Like you like to stare at the crotch. I got it.
I like to know what people are doing with their feet during that ride. They let them just hang. They pretend they're running. They try to move them up when you're going down, back down, and you're afraid that your feet are gonna hit the bar. Yeah,
it's a giant
you
screen.
lift your legs up.
It's a giant screen, and you're on a lift, and that's about it. And do I enjoy it? Yeah, but do I care to? It's not one that I always have to go on. And I know that for a lot of people, that's like a must do, and for me, it's not. So I think it's overrated.
I feel like it's a must do for people over 40. Whenever I talk to people that are like over 40, I'll give it like over 45, maybe like over 50. Whenever I talk to those people, like I'll talk to random people at my job. They'll be like, "Oh, you got a Disney podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a Disney podcast."
I
and
love
they're
Soarin'.
Like, "Yeah, oh man, Soarin's a great ride." I'm like, I know. And then I go into the next meeting. "Oh, Tony, you have a Disney podcast?" "I sure do, and I bet you like Soarin', don't you?" "How'd you know? How'd you know, man?" It's like, oh, I don't know.
I got that Disney crystal ball magic.
Because you're a middle-aged man wearing a polo tucked in. That's how I know.
With a fanny pack?
No. Anyways, I like Sword. Whatever. I'm also wearing a polo.
You are. Let's
get this rolling. My number 2 is actually Jennifer's other pick, Dumbo.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's kind of the same as Peter Pan. Like, it's a circle ride, It's like, it's the same. I do know Dumbo is another ride that's actually bigger in Florida for whatever reason. Maybe because they have 2 and it's going around. I don't know. It's maybe the line's quicker in Florida. Anyway.
Did we didn't ride Dumbo in Florida?
We don't did Dumbo here.
I know.
Except
The
for
only
our
reason
kid.
we did was because Jackson.
Yeah. If we didn't have Jackson, we wouldn't ride it here. It's a long line just to ride around in a circle for a minute and a half.
It is. But I understand for parents that do it. If you don't have if you don't have a kid and you're waiting for, 40, 50 minutes for Dumbo, I don't understand it at all. And personally, I wouldn't wait that long for Dumbo anyway, even with Jackson. It's another rope drop that we do like early magic hour to get it over with and get it done, and wait for like 3 minutes.
I feel like waiting in that line with a toddler would be hell.
For sure.
Crap.
All the Fantasyland rides, like every single one of them, they have like very boring line queues. A lot of them are in the sun for the majority of the line.
Yep.
If not all of them, actually. And it's just... Ugh.
I've never understood the angry fathers more than I do now. I get it.
Oh, you an angry father.
I get why they're so upset. I get why they're so angry. I get it. I want to just give them a big hug and be like, Disney's usually not like this. It'll get better.
It'll get better. Okay, my number 1 overrated ride. What?
I already know what it is. It's going to be Rise of the Resistance.
Hey, don't unveil for me. So, yeah, it is Rise of the Resistance.
You're an idiot.
Thank you. I married you, obviously. And I did see this as a response from our friend Sam, but I wasn't going to read it because I knew that I would give it away that it's my answer. Rise of the Resistance. I'm sorry. I can't put my finger on it. I just don't like it. I just don't care. I don't really like these trackless rides. I notice every single trackless ride I go on, I'm kind of like, meh. I did like Ratatouille in Paris, but that was also 9 years ago that we went to Disneyland Paris. So at this point, having a trackless ride over in Anaheim, in the US, I guess, period, is a little outdated of technology. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like the premise.
I don't get it. You're a Disney fan. You're a Star Wars fan.
Yep.
I don't get how someone that loves both of those things can hate that ride. It's so weird to me.
I have no logical explanation for you except that I don't think it's worth it. I actually don't like the whole pre-show thing. I feel people love the pre-show, right? It's part of the experience. It's part of the attraction. Just get me on the ride. I don't want this whole pre-show. I saw it once. I'm good. Can I skip it? Like, can I just go around it? It just adds an extra like 20 minutes to your life. And then when you're in the room where you're waiting to actually like enter in, and they've got like the imperial, workers going around and like staring you down and being rude to you.
Makes me feel so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. And I'm just like, I'm just going to look at the floor, I guess. Which means the cast members are doing a great job.
Ever gotten like just really like pissed off at one of these guys? Just like really like, what are you? This is not Disney magic. And I think just overall, I think that it's tainted by my opinion of Galaxy's Edge overall. And yeah, it's just, I could just do away with that entire portion of the park, unfortunately. I just don't love it. I don't love it. And I know that people love Rise of the Resistance. I know people pay to go on it. I know that people will wait forever for it. And maybe I'm still a little bitter about how delayed the opening was also. Because, Galaxy's Edge opened without it. And then it was delayed. And when are we going to get it? And we finally got it. And I was like, meh, that's what I waited for. I feel like you're just coming up with excuses. Like, I feel like you like it, but now I feel like you're just trying to like...
I don't like it.
No,
when have I ever said I like it?
Sorry. I feel like you're
I'm trying to justify.
You're trying to justify.
Because I don't, yes, you're totally right. I'm trying to justify. I'm grasping at straws because I just don't like it.
I don't think you know the reason why you don't like it either. There's just a thing about it that like you think it's overhyped. It's overrated.
Yeah.
And like you can't just, you can't put your finger on like, and to be honest, I don't think you think it's a bad ride. I think you think it's fine. I think you get it. I think you get why it's a good ride, but for some reason it just doesn't tickle your pickle.
It absolutely does not. It doesn't.
I'm going to delete that.
No.
I'm going to delete that. I shouldn't have said that.
It's not, for the hype with it, I just don't get it. I don't think that it's one of the greatest rides. And a lot of people think that that is the superior ride, and I disagree. So there you go. What's your number one?
So if there's anyone still listening.
I know. Everyone's like, click, turning this off, delete them, don't subscribe.
Ugh.
I know. I give it to you real, man. I don't know what you want from me.
My number one is Spider-Man Web Slingers. This ride, I think, is completely overrated. And like you said earlier, I did think about this too. I did think about, well, do enough people like it? And the truth is, I don't know, but I remember when the ride first came out. And this is kind of like, and I hate to kind of bring this up, but this is like, so we were like heavily like into like the whole Disney social media at this point. Like we really were. Like we were all over the place. We were talking to a lot of influencers, people online. And like, I think Avengers Campus opening day was like the first real like kick for me that like a ton of these people are phony as crap. Because like everyone was like, this is amazing. This is great. This is amazing. And when I saw it, I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Like what? Like this is amazing. Like this is like the most mediocre like crap I have ever seen in my life. This is I'm not gonna say it's bad. I just thought it was really just like boring. Like it was just I had no feeling at all when I walked inside there. I'm like, huh?
I agree. And it was a disaster, the whole opening day experience.
And then finally we went on Spider-Man maybe like a week later because we didn't get to go on it the opening day. And when I went on it, I was like, huh? Yeah. Like this is like not Disney at all. There's like no magic to this ride.
I feel like I'm in an Amazon warehouse.
It not to knock Amazon warehouses. I'm sure they're really nice. But like, yeah, that ride, it didn't do it for me. And I remember just everyone was raving about how freaking cool it was. And I think still to this day, there are people, because I'll still go on Mouse Park Insider and like I see people posting their scores and all this. And I'm like, how do you even shoot that thing? Like, I don't even know. There's so much stuff going on.
I always got a pretty high score.
But I didn't like, how do you, I will say though, I do like the line queue. That's one
The
ride
line queue is good.
Where I like the line. but I hate that ride is half-assed.
Yep.
Piece of crap. And anyone that I if you like it, that's cool.
You're just wrong.
No, you're not wrong. People can like whatever they want, but like to say how amazing it was and shit, I'm like, you don't know Disney. I don't know. Like I just
no. As I've already said, I almost put it on my list, but I didn't realize that many people actually love this ride. I don't know. It's kind of hard to believe. Do people are average?
It's still a long line. People still wait.
Yeah, because it's still new. But like, are average people liking this ride, or is it just Disney influencers liking this ride?
I'm gonna see how long the line is right now. Right now it's 8:30 on a
Tuesday night.
Let's see.
Like, how long would you wait for this ride?
Temporarily closed.
Well, there you go. I don't think it's worth longer than a 15-minute wait. I don't even know that I would want to wait that long.
I would wait 15 minutes.
All right,
for it.
that's fine.
I would wait
for any
probably not any Disney. I would probably wait under 20 minutes for it.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I think we just kind of skip Avengers Campus. I think the last 3 times we've gone, we haven't even gone in
We
there.
do, and I love Mission Breakout, but I can't go on it right now, obviously, with a toddler.
4 more inches.
Maybe even less by now. He keeps growing. But yeah, like that is the only thing I want to go over there for. Everything else, it was, just not a fan. Anyways, that is our list of the overrated attractions at Disneyland and DCA. We closing out? We done? You got any last words?
No, I think we're done. I think you're wrong about Rise of the Resistance, but otherwise I agree. Well, no, I think you're wrong about Soarin' too, but it's cool.
But they're overrated for me. That is the beauty of an opinion.
I guess.
An opinion about like a non-factual thing.
I'm just more for the people, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
You're in this for yourself. I'm in this for the people.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's our personalities. Totally.
I'm joking.
Reverse it.
I'm joking.
No, but anyways, that is the list. Thank you all for listening. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Leave us a review, 5 stars or nothing at all. We really appreciate all of the support that y'all give us, and we appreciate that you constantly come back every week or every 12 weeks, however long it takes for us to release an episode.
We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week with another episode of Mouse Park Insider.
Sorry, folks. I'm sure to do better next time. It was my first flight, and I'm still getting used to my programming. Hey!